Take it to the head. I'm in my zone. Damn, you got my eyes closed. One shot, two shots, I'm gone. Take it to how we gon' get fucked up. No excuses, no apologies.
Hello guys, Kingdom96 here, and this is my review for The Seventh Son. Seventh Son is the new fantasy film directed by Sergei Bodrov and stars Jeff Bridges and Ben Barnes. The film follows Thomas Ward, the seventh son of a seventh son, and his adventures as the apprentice of the Spook. This film is based on the novel The Spook's Apprentice, written by Joseph Delaney. I thought this film looked quite surprising from that vivid trailer that I saw countless of times in the theater, and having Jeff Bridges on for the ride might make the film a more appealing thrill to the audience. Surprisingly, I thought The Seventh Son was not as good as I thought it would be, but it is still a pretty enjoyable film. Let's start off with the acting. I thought Jeff Bridges does a solid job of playing the Spook. In my opinion, he really stole the show in the whole movie, and I just really love to get a load of his presence whenever he appears on screen. As for Ben Barnes, I thought he was decent. He was not bad, but he was also not great, but to me, I thought he did a well-done effort because I thought he played the protagonist quite remarkably good. The only person that I didn't like in this cast were Alicia Vikander and they probably pronounced that name wrong, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Julianne Moore plays the antagonist, and she was really painful to watch. I've seen many of her films that she starred in, like The Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part 1, Lost World, Jurassic Park, and surprisingly, I thought she wasn't really that abysmal in Non-Stop, the action thriller on the plane film starring Liam Neeson. But here, her action was just out of the way. She was terrible. She really was bad as the villain, and she basically almost doesn't do anything for basically half of the film. She was just there for show and tell. Alicia Vikander, on the other hand, she was just so boring to the point where you want to sleep for 1 hour before the end credits. She was just not that pretty at all, and her dialogue was just so cheesy and stupid, and she was an overall a bad choice for a love partner for Ben Barnes' character. As for Antde Traori, which I do apologize if I mispronounce her name wrong, she was just so wasted by some of the outlines of the script, and her character was just there for show and tell, just like I said for my thoughts on Julia Moore. I mean, at some points I do kind of blame the writer and the director themselves, because he doesn't use the cast that properly. He just sees them as a regular person who just wants to get paid. That is just the problem with Hollywood these days, with the fames and riches, but I don't really want to put a shame to the guy. But what I am saying is the main problem with Seventh Son is how they arise, meaning develop the characters. Seventh Son's developments really was a big issue I had watching this film. While watching the film, I never really knew / remember what some of the characters' names are. I only knew the name of Bridges and Barnes' character, but I never quite reflect on the other characters in the anecdote, like Julianne Moore and other bad actresses in the film that I mentioned earlier. Also, the writers and both the director never really wanted or forgotten to put some biography or backstory to their life, and we never get to know how the hell these people become who they become. That's all the issues I have with the film itself, nothing more. The action on the other hand for The Seventh Son was actually very well choreographed. Even though it is overbloated with so much CGI, it still works probably for an adventure film. The writing was a bit over the top. Some dialogue was really cheesy, and I've heard a lot of times in different movies, but the story itself, it was actually a very decently paced at times. I got bored, but I still didn't want to miss out on the movie because of its glorifying action. Overall, The Seventh Son was decently written, the acting was alright, the action was magnificent, and finally, the direction was fine for a non-high gross movie. Overall, I would give The Seventh Son a 3 out of 5. Well, that was my review for The Seventh Son. Thank you all very much for watching. Stay tuned for my review for Tact 3, or Pagan 3, American Sniper, and Into the Woods. It's coming up on Sunday. See you guys there.